Howdy y'all, it's Desktop Dave, and welcome to Microsoft Excel Lesson 1, the layout of a workbook. What you see on the screen right now is exactly what you're going to see anytime you open Microsoft Excel 2016. It gives you the option to open a workbook you've been working on previously, or you can choose an Excel template where Excel pre-populates information for you. We're going to use a blank workbook so we get an idea of what the layout of a Microsoft Excel workbook is. You see at the top, we have Home, Insert, Draw, Page Layout. Those are all tabs for what we call ribbons. This entire part that I'm highlighting over with my mouse right now is called a ribbon. And within each ribbon, there are groups. The editing group, the cells group, the styles group, etc. And within those groups, we can do almost anything in Microsoft Excel. The same is true for almost any program that Microsoft makes. It's divided into these various ribbons that I'm clicking through, and each ribbon has groups within it. When we first open up this workbook, most of our ribbons are already shown, but there are a couple that are hidden. If I right-click on any of the ribbons and I click on Customize the ribbon, we get a list right here of our main tabs, our ribbon tabs, and Developer is one that is not yet shown. Developer is a ribbon where we have some more complex functions in Microsoft Excel, like macros. So if you ever want to use a macro, we're going to have to go to Developer, allow that ribbon to be shown, and click OK. And notice our Developer ribbon comes up. Same thing goes for if you want to hide a ribbon. If there's too much up there for your project, you can do the same thing, right-click, and hide a various ribbon. So we're going to hide the Developer ribbon again. Now, the next point I want to teach on is the difference between a worksheet and a workbook. The easiest way to keep the two separate is to think about a regular book. A physical book has multiple sheets contained within it, just as a Microsoft Excel workbook has multiple worksheets within it. This one only has one right now, but by going to the bottom left-hand corner and clicking the New Sheet button, I can add multiple sheets to this one workbook. Now, that's very important to remember the difference between worksheets and workbooks, because you can't save an individual worksheet, but you can save a workbook containing worksheets. To save your workbook, you go up here to File, you go to Save As. We're going to click Browse, and this is my hard drive right here. Since this is Lesson 1, I'm going to click on the Lesson 1 folder. We're going to call this Desktop Dave Lesson 1. You can save it as many different file formats, and in a future video we're going to get into what some of these different formats do, but for now we're just going to save it as the default in Excel workbook. You notice at the top it went from saying Book 1 to exactly what I saved it as, Desktop Dave Lesson 1. But my sheets, Sheet 1, Sheet 2, and Sheet 3 stayed the same because I'm not saving the individual sheets, I'm saving the workbook which contains the sheets. The last thing I want to say in this video is, if you do want to change the names of the sheets, you simply double-click right here. It's highlighted and now I'm able to type, so we're going to type Desktop Dave. When I'm done typing, I hit Enter, and now this worksheet is named something different. I go to File, and I click on Save, and it just saved my workbook. I can also click on this little floppy disk symbol right here and click Save, or I can go on my keyboard and click Control S. That concludes Lesson 1. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, and always find new ways to excel in life.